I consider my art to be a very spirited exercise. There's a lot of ritualistic intent to it, and the difference between a recording and a live performance have become quite distinct for me. I feel like my relationship with microphones has really evolved in the past few years, in the sense of like looking at the microphone not just as an amplifier, but as an instrument where I take this microphone and through various chains of effects or feedback processes, I turn this microphone almost into like an entity in and of itself. In early 2022, my mom was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and my brother and I were her main caretakers until her death in the autumn. This record was birthed from and was shaped by like a very personal sense of loss and grief. And this record is a document of that reckoning, of coming to terms with that loss. The idea of the Bardo was a central pivot point in the shaping of this record. I wanted to create 11 gates or movements or tracks that, to me, sonically represented this sort of tension of precarity, displacement, ultimately just trying to get your foothold in an environment that's constantly shifting and constantly moving and constantly mutating. So in live performance, I'm always searching for this visceral, embodied experience. Particularly in the last few years, my live performances have become this kind of endurance exercise where I'm just like, I'm pushing, and then maybe I'll collapse. I like taking the character of this kind of like chaotic magician of sorts, like battling the elements, like my body and the world, my body against the world, my body in the world. But the theatricality is this sort of persona I took on for this record as the performer, actively struggling to maintain my balance in this intense, but also like playful comic way. One statement that I've said regarding the album is we are always in a Bardo because impermanence never takes a break. You know, change is the only constant, and trying to find ways of being grounded in the present, which I think ultimately brings about a higher sense of gratitude for life.